Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. Today I'm going to do a continuation of last Friday's video with the Sunburst Frame cutout file. So I mentioned this last week, but we're going to do a Slimline card, which is 3.5 by 8.5. I cut my first mat down to 3.25 by 8.25, and then I sized the frame down to 3 by 8. The original size for this will be the full 8.5 by 3.5. But I like to mat up my layers. So even if I wasn't doing this layer, I would likely either size it down to this size still, or I would make it the 3.25 by 8.25. So that's what we're doing for today. We're going to be using the Mama Elephant Me and My Yeti stamp set, as well as the Puffy Holiday Greetings. I think I'm gonna use the Yeti with open arms and do Holiday Hugs from Many Miles Away sentiment. And then in the background, I'm going to be using the MFT cloud stencil in the background, just to give it a little bit of interest and a pattern. So we'll get started with the background first. And what I'm going to do is, I don't want it to show off the edges, so I'm just going to center this panel and make some pencil marks. Just so I know not to go beyond those lines. And this is a fairly small stencil, but we can work with that. I'm actually going to mark the top and bottom points of my starbursts as well. That way I know I don't have to go any lower or any higher than that. And I'm just going to use Lawn Fawn's Forget Me Not ink as usual. This is like one of my favorite colors to use. And then we'll be doing another trick that I saw on Pinterest today. But we'll go through that after. So I'll just speed through the video while I work on this, and then I'll come back and we'll do the next step. Okay, that's good. So we're just gonna wipe the stencil off. And I'll show a picture of the card that I found on Pinterest today for this technique, but what we're going to do is reline up those stencils. Okay, I'm not sure if I love it on this card, but I'm gonna leave it. And I liked tracing the clouds freehand a bit better, just because it adds a little bit more character to the card instead of trying to like get the perfect circles. So I think these like top ones are a bit better. But next I'm just gonna prop this up on some Big Mama foam tape. And then we'll get coloring. Okay, so my background went down a little bit sooner than I wanted it to, and with this Big Mama foam tape, it tends to stick really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim this border down a bit smaller and just give it a little less of a mat than I was originally planning. Okay, so we'll just attach that to the card base. Okay, so that's the base, and we'll get started on the images. Stamp the sentiment first, and I'm going to do it in the same forget-me-not ink. When I do my holiday cards or Christmas cards, I like to do a mixture of the traditional red and green, and then I like to do ones that are like more like this, where it's more blues and like cool tones. And I've not used this stamp yet, so I'm just going to use this eraser and prime it. Okay, I think that's pretty good. And I'll just leave it on here because I'll probably cut that out with my brother's Scan and Cut as well. And then I'm going to use this edge here. And I've actually not used this stamp set either. I just bought this like around Christmas time so that I could use it for this Christmas, because I've always loved the stamp set and I love Mom Elephant, so I needed to have this stamp set this season. And I'm just using black licorice ink from Mon Fon for my stamping as always. This is what I've used since day one, so this is what I'll probably continue to use. And as always, I'm gonna stamp it, color it, and then stamp it again. This, oops, doesn't need to be perfect, but because we are going to be stamping it again, but I try to do as much as I can. I don't know if that's a defect in the stamp, but it looks like there's a little area that's missing in a few spots. Yeah, I think that's a stamp defect. That's okay. We can fix that. So generally for the Yetis, for their faces, I'll color them in like a light blue similar to this. So in keeping with the theme, I will try to find a marker in my set that goes with that, and I think that'll be this B201. with the magic of video editing, we are done. I took these over to my brother's Scan and cut them out, and now I will put them on the card. I was thinking I could do this guy here, and then maybe do this here. And I want to also add in what I like to call controlled snow. So we're just gonna put in dots here and there. Some of them will make bigger, make some of them really close together. But just place it kind of like basically where you want it. Or you could splatter this panel beforehand if you wanted to, but I think this will be okay. That's good. I'm going to prop this guy up on some foam tape, so I'm probably going to do a layer in the middle, and then I'll do 2 layers on the 2 palms so that it's even. And then you just want to make sure when you're doing double layer foam tape, make sure that it lines up after you fold it. And what I mean by that is don't have one edge like this, one edge like this, because then it will try to stick a little bit closer to the cardstock because the one layer is still sticky. So if it's not even, just trim it. Okay, and then to finish this card up, I think I will add some glossy accents to his palms. Maybe make his teeth come out a little bit more. And before you go over to your project, just take it somewhere else. Make sure there's no bubbles. And we'll add a bit to his horns as well. And just, it's a little cloudy right now, but it will dry clear. So once that's ready, I'll take photos, and the photos at the end will show the completed card. So that's our quick card for today. Thanks again for joining me. I'll have another video out for you on Friday. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know what you think. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!